So, Ron, to you.
Thank you, Sharon. Welcome, everyone, to the Rotary Club of Cleveland. I am Ron Felgenhauer, and I'm honored to be the 2020-2021 president of our club. Thank you for all joining today. We continue to embrace the ability to meet virtually and to stay connected and to continue with our weekly programs. We will begin today's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation led by Father Ralph Wiatrowski, head pastor of St. Barnabas Church and a fellow Rotarian and past president. Father Ralph, let me get with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Father Ralph.
Well, it's good for us all just to take a moment to place ourselves in the presence of God by whatever way we know, whatever name we know him, and whatever way we honor him. To stop and give thanks is always appropriate. And today we give thanks especially for our connection in Rotary, and especially the Rotary International, the international part of Rotary, because it's a reminder to us that huge things like world peace and understanding begin in small ways, and with the efforts of individual clubs and individual groups that try to understand one another. And that certainly is what Rotary is all about. And today, especially celebrating International Fellowship Day and International Service, we're so pleased to be able to contribute in some small way to the growth of understanding and mutual respect for all the peoples of the world. We ask God's blessing on this Rotary effort and on the individual efforts of all of us to understand a little bit better how we fit into the whole plan of international life and how we're connected with one another as human beings now and really for all eternity. So we ask God's blessing on us here and now and on all those that seek to further the purposes of Rotary and help us become better citizens of this world. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father Ralph.
You're welcome.
We are honored to have such a large number of guests in attendance for today, for our today's award presentation. And it includes so many from the international community, civic, cultural organizations. We're not able to introduce you all individually, but please know how much it means to have all of you here today. On behalf of all Cleveland Rotarians, I extend to each and one of you a warm Rotary welcome as we celebrate our annual International Fellowship Day at the Rotary Club of Cleveland. Now let's begin our very special ceremony. In recognition of International Fellowship Day and the presentation of the International Service Award, I want to share a bit of history about Rotary International, the world's first service organization, and its involvement in the advancement of world understanding and peace. On February 23rd, Rotary will celebrate its 115th anniversary. And on April 26th, the Rotary Club of Cleveland will celebrate 110 years of service above self for the citizens of Cleveland and for people around the world. As we approach the dawn of the 21st century, Rotary worked to meet the changing needs of society, expanding its services to address such pressing issues as the environmental degradation, illiteracy, world hunger, and children at risk. It was in 1985 Rotary International launched the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, the largest humanitarian undertaking in history, which gained support from UNICEF, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Today, there are over 34,000 Rotary clubs and over 1.2 million Rotarians in more than 200 countries and geographic regions on all 7 continents of the earth. Our work improves lives, both locally and internationally, by helping individuals and families in need in their own communities. This international presence puts Rotary in a very unique position to promote understanding and peace. Now for today's International Service Award presentation, it's now my sincere pleasure to introduce past President Julie Brouhard, also co-chair of our International Service Committee. Julie?
Thank you, President Ron. Each year, the Rotary Club of Cleveland selects an individual or organization who has demonstrated a dedication to the furtherance of world understanding and peace. A few of the past recipients of this distinguished honor include the Cleveland Orchestra, the Honorable Frank G. Jackson, Mayor of the City of Cleveland, the Cleveland Museum of Art, and last year, the Cleveland Cultural Gardens. We are welcoming today also former recipients Dan and Debbie Hansen, founders of ClevelandPeople.com, who are with us and providing videography for our presentation today. Cleveland boasts a rich cultural heritage. Global Cleveland fosters collaboration between all cultures and the greater Cleveland community. Global Cleveland is host to several events that have helped transform Cleveland into an international hub of innovation. For instance, this past year, the Sister Cities Conference had over 1,000 participants from over 33 countries, living its motto of strengthening our city by welcoming the world. On behalf of all the members of the International Service Committee and the Rotary Club of Cleveland, it's my honor to present the 2021 International Service Award to Global Cleveland. Accepting today's award is Joe Cimperman, President of Global Cleveland. Joe, can you wave? I know there's so many of us here and I love it. I'm going to hold up this award and I need to stand up. I think you'll be able to see it a little better. Maybe. How's that doing? Okay. It says International Service Award, Global Cleveland, Rotary Club of Cleveland, February 4, 2021. Congratulations, Joe and Global Cleveland. We'll hear from Joe a little bit later, but right now it's my sincere pleasure to introduce Ingrida Bublys, Honorary General Consul of Lithuania, a member of our International Service Committee, and a past recipient of this award. We appreciate Ingrid's help in setting up our award today and her help with promoting Rotary to the international community. Ingrid has some proclamations to present to Global Cleveland today. Ingrid?
Yes, I have some very special proclamations and letters to be presented on this special occasion to Global Cleveland. Okay. Well, next, on behalf of U.S. Senator Ralph Portman, I'd like to welcome Corinne Kandinsky, District Director to Senator Portman. Corinne?
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me? Thank you, Ingrida and Ron. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you today. I know I've joined this group for this event in past years in person. I wish we could be all together in person, but it's nice to see all of you here on Zoom. And it's an honor for me to be here on behalf of Senator Portman and to join all of you to congratulate and honor Joe Cimperman and everyone at Global Cleveland. They really embody and harness Cleveland's proud history and our proud traditions of international connections and our many nationalities communities. I know their programs and their partnerships and all of their efforts bring so many benefits to new visitors and new Clevelanders, international newcomers to our town. But I would offer that I think not only do they help newcomers to our town, but I think they really enhance and bring benefit to those of us who have lived here for a while or lived here for a long time, those of us who are already here in Cleveland. So to Joe and and your team at Global Cleveland. Really, thank you so much for all you do. I will share with you a few words from Senator Portman's congratulatory letter to you that you'll have your very own copy of. But from Senator Portman, dear Joe and Global Cleveland, congratulations to Global Cleveland on receiving the International Service Award by the Rotary Club of Cleveland in recognition of the organization's unwavering dedication to making our community and world a better place. I join the members of Rotary Club and all gathered here virtually in applauding the hard work of you and your team. I commend Global Cleveland's efforts to promote a culture of inclusion and shared prosperity through active engagement in the community. Best wishes from Senator Rob Portman. So Joe, my friend Joe, it's great to see your face on the Zoom too, and your team at Global Cleveland. Thank you, congratulations. Ingrida, thanks for having me, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. We also have a certificate of recognition presented to Global Cleveland. I would like to extend my congratulations to you on being selected as the recipient of the International Service Award by the Rotary Club of Cleveland. For more than 100 years, the Rotary Club of Cleveland has been true to its mission to create a fellowship of business and professional leaders and organizations dedicated to the highest ethical standards. Receiving this award means that you are not only an outstanding organization, but also a leader in your community, displaying a strong commitment to a better world and a global vision in support of the international community of Greater Cleveland. Attracting and retaining organizations such as yours is critical in Ohio's continued economic competitiveness in the 21st century. And for this, I cannot thank you enough. I wish you all the best in the years to come. United States Senator Sherrod Brown. Cuyahoga County Executive Armond Budish takes profound pride in recognizing Global Cleveland on the occasion of receiving Rotary Club of Cleveland's 2021 International Service Award. The County Executive of Cuyahoga County, Ohio, extends its congratulations and sincere thanks to Global Cleveland for their dedicated and exemplary service to our region. Armond Budish, Cuyahoga County Executive. And lastly, the Honorable Mike Dewine, the Governor of our state of Ohio, sent us this letter. Congratulations to Global Cleveland. It is great to hear about the positive impacts that Global Cleveland is making in our state. Congratulations and best of luck to a successful 2021. Ohio Governor Mike Dewine.
Hi, I'm Mayor Frank Jackson. I want to extend my congratulations to Global Cleveland on receiving the Cleveland Rotary Club's International Service Award for 2021. Global Cleveland has made a significant impact on our city, embracing international newcomers from all cultures and from all nations. Not only does Global Cleveland embrace them, they connect them to opportunities in our city so that they may thrive here. On behalf of the city of Cleveland, I want to thank Global Cleveland for their commitment to making this city a better place for all people. Thank you, and again, congratulations.
And now it is my great honor to present the one and only Director of Global Cleveland, Joe Cimperman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Consul General Bublys. Thank you, President Felgenhauer, and thank you, past President Julie Brouhard. On behalf of my staff that's here at Global Cleveland and all of our board members, I want to thank you very much for the award that you're sharing with Cleveland's international community. I also want to just say quickly, thanks to my sister, Karen Kandinsky. She's my Armenian sister. We had a wonderful time together in Israel. And such gratitude to Senator Portman for his leadership on so many matters important to Ohio, especially to our Ukrainian sisters and brothers. Thanks to Senator Brown as well, our other U.S. Senator, for who we're very grateful. And thanks to Mayor Jackson and to our County Executive, Armond Budish. Special thanks to them. We're lucky to partner with them. And if I may, a point of personal privilege, special thanks to Governor Dewine. Governor Dewine, I think, is in all of our prayers. He's working daily to make sure that Ohio continues to stay safe and stay healthy. And I will share with you all that Governor Dewine has been a huge supporter, as have all of our elected officials mentioned today, to our international community. And we just feel a very special closeness to the governor, and we're grateful to him and for the work that he does. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the entire Rotary board and the selectors for this. Thank you so much for that. And a special shout out to all of the Honorary Consul Generals that are on this call and the Consul Generals. There are many of you. I won't be able to say everyone, but please know the nations that you're from are very important to us. And we really appreciate that. And I say that as the son of a Slovenian immigrant. I also want to say a special hello to our state school board member, Merle Johnson, who I know is a Rotarian, and we thank her all the time for her service. And thanks to Rear Admiral Parks for the work that he did in service to our nation at the Coast Guard, but specifically now at the Red Cross for everything he's doing. We really appreciate it. Thank you for this award to Global Cleveland. And I speak on behalf of our board and our founders, Mr. Albert Ratner, Mr. Beju Shah, Mr. David Fleshler, as well as the people who helped form this organization. Mr. Machaski's on this call. He was there at the beginning. Ingrida, you were as well. So many of you were there in the beginning. Pierre, Joe, and we're so grateful to you for that. When I began to really think about the scope of the award, I've had the honor of being with the Rotary Club at many events at Windows on the River, and how I wish we were there right now in that brick, beautiful ballroom where we could all drink as much coffee as we wanted to and enjoy each other's company, where nobody ever judged me for eating the dessert first because it was on the table. Really appreciate everyone and think about those days when we can be together again. I'm remembering very specifically last year when Dr. Curry won the award for the Cleveland Cultural Garden, and how we all stood and not only said the Pledge of Allegiance, but we sang America the Beautiful. And when I was looking at President Felgenhauer's screen, I thought about our country and how gorgeous she is. And I also thought about the fact that our nation, for as much good that this country does, we are still becoming this great country. And we see that every day with the people that are coming here. And for that, and for the gifts that we have from God Almighty, we're grateful. 1905, the Rotary was formed, the first international service organization in a little town to the west of Cleveland called Chicago. And I think about what was happening in Cleveland at that time. Just a few years later, the incredible City Club of Cleveland was formed in 1912. Dan Multhrup's on the call right now, a leader of a national iconic organization that stands for our Constitution. I think about our Cleveland Foundation that was formed in the same decade, 100+ years ago, continuing to give and serve and feed and teach and nurture. I think about our metro parks, which are over 100 years old this decade, that continues to be the true emerald necklace. And I think when I think of those places that mean so much to me as a Clevelander, the Rotary Club takes its place among that pantheon of giants, of organizations that stand for others and stand as a testament to to our president's words recently, President Felgenhauer, of goodwill and peace toward all. Our organization is just a child compared to the work of the Rotary. We began now 10 years ago. 2011 was our first year and our 10th anniversary. But the spirit of Global Cleveland goes back to the founding of the city of Cleveland. This idea that all are welcome here, that there's a place for everyone at the table. And regardless of who you are, what language you speak, what religion you worship, what you believe, if you have a sense for a great place called Cleveland and you want to make our community better, then there's always room for one more person at the table. I think about that, because I think what we need most in our city and we need most in our state, and I think what we need most in our world right now are more bridges. And the thing that the Rotary Club shares in terms of its greatness and all the work of the Rotarians with Father Wiatrowski and the great ministries that he does, Pierre Bejani and the work that he does in our community, all of the Rotarians who are on this call right now, I think about the fact that the bridges you build every single day need to be crossed more and more. And so we try to live that practice at Global Cleveland. My mother used to say to me, rest her soul, she's gone now almost 25 years. She used to say to me, Jože, zmire govorite resnica, in ojdete čím prej. And for those of you who speak Slovenian, forgive my pronunciation, but it basically translates to, Joey, always speak the truth, and then remember to leave immediately after. And I say that because what we think about is we should always be ourselves first, and then everything else will follow. And that's the thing that the Rotary teaches me in terms of how we strengthen our city by welcoming our world. It's what the Rotary does across border, across language, across time zone. One of the things that was mentioned was our sister cities work, and I want to thank our team for the great work that they do and the partnership that we have with the Cleveland Public Library in doing that. As many of you know, because many of you were involved with our sister cities, Cleveland is host to over 24 cities from around the globe in 19 different time zones across 5 different continents. And the reason why that's important is that what those cities represent, which is what last year's award winner represented, which is what so many people on this call represent, is that all of us have a home in Cleveland, and some of us had a home before Cleveland. And the work of the sister cities is always, always to make sure people know that we have more room for trade and economic development. We have more room for cultural education, awareness, and understanding. We have more room for education and how we can teach one another. And I think about our sister cities, and I think about our cultural gardens, and I think about the work that Deb and Dan Hansen do every single day in terms of alerting us to the people who are here from all over the world. And I think to myself that for as big as the world of a place as it is, it comes to meet each other here in the city of Cleveland. The role of immigration is very important in Ohio. The role of immigration is critical to Cuyahoga County. When we talk about when the Rotary was formed, in that same time frame, almost half of the city of Cleveland's population spoke a language other than English. Think about that. When the Rotary was forming in Chicago and Cleveland, half of the people in our city spoke a language first except for English. And if you study the scriptures and you know the story of Babel, what you would think about is, how can anything make sense? How can a city run itself? And yet we know from the people who are on this call, many of whom are descendants from some of those people who came shortly after, Cleveland's greatness comes from the world when the world came to Cleveland. And I think about the work that we have to do in terms of who's coming here now. Our international students at Cleveland State, at Tri-C, and at Case Western, who make our classrooms better, who make our companies more competitive, who make us all believe that outside of the United States, people come to truly understand, appreciate, and respect what this country stands for. In spite of the fact that sometimes people I know and I'm friends with who've been here forever don't always have that same understanding. We work with our secondary migrants, and it's a number that you're going to hear more about over the next few weeks and months. Over 500 people have moved to Cleveland from all over the United States who were immigrants who settled in another community because during the pandemic, they realized that what we were doing in this community was better than what was happening back home. So if they were Nepalese coming from Queens, if they were Congolese coming from Houston, if they were Somalis coming from Minneapolis or Columbus, Cleveland continues to grow because we're a welcoming place. I think about our international visitors through the great work of David Gilbert and Destination Cleveland, and how many people maybe hit a pause button, but over the years, those numbers have grown and grown, and the number of countries who've come here have grown as well. And I think about the folks who I always like to say are here on unrestricted work visas, who are here and become citizens within 7 years, who have to pay their plane ticket back to the United States, who come here because if they stay where they are, they will not be able to either live or live the life they want to. Those individuals we call refugees. By this time, at the end of next year, through our Catholic charities, through us together, through people working at USCRI, our number, which last year was about 350 people coming to Cleveland, by the end of 2022 will be 1,500 people. 1,500 people entering our workforce, entering our school system, buying houses year after year after year. And I think about people who came from where my mom came from, Slovenia, and I think about the communities all around Southeastern Europe, communities throughout the continent of Africa and throughout the continent of Asia. People come to the United States because it offers a better life. It also offers a sure life for so many of them. Think about the naturalization ceremonies that Global Cleveland works with, and so many of you have volunteered at. Those ceremonies where I swear it should be mandatory for every single U.S. citizen to attend a naturalization ceremony, because the way that those individuals take an oath to our country is breathtaking. And people always say to me, because I like to go to a lot of them with our team, you know, are you happy? Does it bring you joy? And I always have to tell them that while those are moments of joy that people have taken their oath to the United States, what those ceremonies represent is a real seriousness. People made a choice to become United States citizens. They understand our country. They understand the work that we have to do, but they also understand that being an American citizen means that you have responsibilities to vote, responsibilities to contribute, responsibilities to give back to this place that has given so many of us so much of a life. And I think about the fact that over the course of the last 2 years, I've been very, very lucky to work with the mayors and city councils of 50 cities, villages, and townships throughout Cuyahoga County. So whether it's Mayor Gallagher in Brooklyn, Mayor DeGeeter in Parma, Mayor Blackwell in Maple Heights, Mayor Sellers in Warrensville Heights, Mayor Krause in Solon, or even our dear friend Mayor Clough in Westlake, throughout our community, our mayors, our leadership, regardless of party, regardless of immigrant status or background, understand the importance of working together. And it is thrilling to see the leaders on this call. It is mind-blowing to know that all of you have led the way, and the work that Global Cleveland does is really to serve your vision, to serve the Rotary, and to serve the people who are here. I think about the work that Governor Dewine does and how he challenged us during COVID. He said, Global Cleveland, can you provide the information to the English as a learning language community? Because as we all know, English is the language spoken here. We have a lot of people who, if you speak in their native Slovenian, Ukrainian, Russian, Spanish, Swahili, Arabic, those languages will resonate with people, and the importance of where we are now and staying safe and being safe and getting through this global pandemic is something that is so important. I heard as we were getting on the call, somebody referencing the ties of the late, great Richard Fleischman. And that architect, that wonderful man, that incredible Rotarian used to say to me, Joe Cimperman, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. And I think about him and I think about his work because what we're really talking about in Cleveland is approaching an edge. And that edge is one of what's next. We know that we are going to see more immigrants, more refugees, more international students coming to Cleveland. And we say, come. And when you decide to open your Amazon or your Apple company or build the next great factory that'll create jobs, do it right here in Northeast Ohio. We know that because the people we're talking to in a program that we started this year called Global Rising, which is for young international leaders who are looking to network with people like the luminaries on this call at the Rotary Club Cleveland, are young people who come from over 18 different nations who speak a combined 25 different languages, whether it's Burkina Faso, whether it's Sierra Leone, whether it's Albania, whether it's Mexico. These are our sisters and brothers. These are our lurking Einsteins. These are our future Senators Portman and Brown. And these are the people who will continue to bring forth the idea of peace, understanding, and economic prosperity that Global Cleveland stands for, that the Rotary was founded upon over 100 years ago. Global Rising is an opportunity for everybody. If you want to mentor our next class, if you want to suggest somebody, please do. Rotary is many things. It is a challenge to be better. It is a challenge to do more. It is also one of the best networking ecosystems in Cleveland. And we want the international community to know the leaders who are here and the people who've gone before and the people who are doing great now as they join those ranks. I think about programs that we've come across. There's a woman on the call right now, a dear friend from Argentina named Marina Jackman, who lives in the Detroit Superior neighborhood with her Detroit Shoreway neighborhood with her husband, Chris. Marina developed something that's as basic as your iPhone, and it's an app called Time to Talk. And if anybody wants to learn Spanish, there's 3 ways to do it. Go to our great Cleveland Public Library or Cuyahoga County Public Library, pick up a book and learn. Put something in your car when you're driving and you're going around town, doing your shopping, and learn how you can speak Spanish. Or you can actually speak to somebody who speaks the beautiful language. And what Marina's done as a native Spanish speaker is she's taken this idea and turned it into an app called Time to Talk, where for a very, very, very small fee, for an hour, whenever you want to, you can speak with someone in Central or South America. What does that remind me of? That reminds me of the Rotary. The Rotary could have stayed in Chicago. There was enough goodness and things to do in Chicago. But our founders of the Rotary, like the ones in Cleveland, realize it is not enough to just stop where we are or stop at the border. We have to go as far as we can. And when I think about Time to Talk and I think about people like Marina Jackman, the opportunities for all of us to engage in what it means to be international and internationally great are very clear. I think about this in closing, as I'll share this with you, that when I was a little boy, we would go downtown with my mother because she missed her homeland of former Yugoslavia, Slovenia, so much. And we went downtown, we could go to the library, we could get a bowl of matzo ball soup at Alvy's, we could stand underneath the vent at Morrow's Nut House next to May Company as they were smoking the peanuts, and I would stand there in nut smoke and dust. And maybe once in a while, my mom would buy us some peanuts and we would enjoy it. My mom would say to us, I want you and your sister to understand what it means to live in a cosmopolitan international city, because you do, because your family comes from one and you live in one now. And I'll never forget one day as we were walking, I don't know if it was my mom's babushka, I don't know if it was the fact that our clothes came from Angelovars, or I had the haircut that was clearly something that only a mother could give and only a son would love. But we were stopped by a couple who was from Germany, and they asked my mother if she spoke German, and she did. And they asked her if she could tell them a little bit about Cleveland. They were in town for just a short period of time. They didn't know anyone. They didn't speak the language. And for that entire afternoon, my mom, in the way that international people do, whether they're Indian or Filipino, Chinese, Somali, or Lithuanian, they take one arm in the other and they say, let me show you. And we walked through downtown. My mom shared stories in German. I don't speak German. I heard the stories. I saw the laughter. I saw the questions that came out. And I thought to myself, if there is an image of Cleveland that I have, if there's somebody who was born in the St. Clair Superior community who spoke Slovenian first and learned English later, somebody who loved this community for all of its culture, for all of her races and her ethnicities, I want to be more like that person in my mom in terms of taking somebody by the arm and saying, let me show you this city that I love. It's what the Rotary does every day. Each and every one of you, as you live in Northeast Ohio, you take somebody by the arm, somebody who's new in business, somebody who's learning, and you say to them, let me show you some compassion. Because as my mom and dad used to say to me, Joe, you can go out there and save the world, but if you don't know the name of your neighbor and the issues that are facing them, then what good is it? And it makes me think about who we are as people, and it makes me think about a prayer that our founder's mother used to say to him. She was from Poland. His mom and dad had to learn English on the weekends because they were too busy working during the week. And that founder was Mr. Albert Ratner, who continues to be a leader. And the prayer that his mother used to say to him that he taught me when I took this job at Global Cleveland was pretty straightforward, and it goes like this. They drew a circle to shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a person to flout. But love and Rotary and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle and we brought them in. God bless you, Rotary Cleveland. We will aspire to deserve this award.
Thank you, Joe. God bless you. I will tell you what a fantastic message. And we have something in common. I'm a native Clevelander, and I too was blessed to have two great parents. Grew up in Cleveland itself as well. So what a message. On behalf of, we want to thank you for accepting this award on behalf of Global Cleveland and on behalf of our Rotary Club, citizens of Cleveland, citizens of Ohio, and the international community. Your organization has just done a phenomenal job of connecting international newcomers to our city. And I just want to thank you again. God bless you. Thank you. And I want to close before I end the meeting is thank you, Joe, once again. What a message, and God bless you. And God bless all Rotarians and guests on today's meeting. This meeting is adjourned.